Hi, God's eagle eyes, chosen ones. Um, I just want to give God the praise. He told me to do another content on Facebook, and you know, well, I am on Facebook. S Novel, ESSNOVELL, and on my YouTube content is Paula. Paula Cook. You know me by my art name, Abstract Art Essence Paula. Well, today is going to be up close and personal, okay? I always have to go by what God lead me to do. And I know this is not for everybody. Of course, many of you all, and some of you all don't know. Um, and I just want to give a shout out to my Facebook, beautiful people and my YouTubers. And I have my real family, you know, give a shout out to them and my friends. I'm in Carrollton, Georgia, and I know it's after 3. That's an hour from Atlanta. And today is November the 1st. And happy birthday to my grandbaby, my son's daughter. She was 13 today. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I love you. And I have a few things to say. My life is an open book, but God, I always tell Him to hide me and show you. And that's what I want to say now. Hide me, Lord, and show you, because I'm nobody. Just whatever. Sometimes He'll have me as a messenger or whatever, but I'm nobody. I'm just someone He uses living with bipolar 2 disorder. And that's mental illness. Okay? That is mental illness. So I ask Him to keep me humble. I don't have to beg nobody or run after anyone, and vice versa, because I'm nobody. And what He has me do with this content creator, it doesn't matter if I don't ever get monetized, paid, or Facebook. Especially on Facebook, I'm just doing it because God said be on there and do it. Because a lot of times I shut Facebook down for a couple of years. I really don't care too much, to be on Facebook, tell you the truth. But when I get on there, I like to have fun and act silly. But I've met some great people on Facebook. I met some great people, a young lady that living with the same thing I'm living with. We coming together, and she has a beautiful organization going on. And met some of the people that known me got back with them for a long time, you know. So I just say, God, what's not of you, send it out right now in the name of Jesus, okay? But this is one thing I really want to address. There are profiles going around, and some of them they're just made, and some of them have people on there And I know it's a lot of Nigerians and stuff like this, and I'm trying to say it really nice, real nice. I was kind enough to add two of them on, or three, but then the other one I had to block because he kept calling me on that thing, the Facebook caller with the uh, with the camera and stuff. So I answered and didn't realize, the camera was on. So I'm just sitting up there like this, and this really triggering me. Okay, I'm very triggered right now. Um, he kept saying, "Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you, I miss you, I miss you. Please, 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 please." I said, "Let me tell you something. Don't ever beg nobody. Don't beg me." He all up in the please, 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 and he don't know that he don't know who I am. I could be a crazy woman on the loose. You don't know who I am. And you calling and just because we're in the US, you think we are rich? Oh, come on. Just because some of us drive fancy vehicles and live in big mansion, big home, whatever, you supposed they see all this on the Facebook. They watch you. They think you rich, and that's how a lot of your Facebook pages get I started to say get jacked, but get hacked, jacked, and all of that. But let me tell you one thing, and I'm gonna tell you real nice. Leave me alone. I'm not interested. Let me get a little closer and say this. You DM me and you from another country and you talking about you miss me and love me and stuff. This the last time I say, leave me alone. Look into my eyes. Leave me alone because I'm not interested. Okay? Now, this is the first time I ever had to do this. Don't take my kindness for weakness because I'm not the one. In fact, I'm not in the space of being bothered with anybody. Okay? Just like I told you, I have family and people in different positions. The Nigerians, the Ghana, all of them. I mean, years ago, one tried to trick me and come into, and a lot of us women that is in that vulnerable state, we fall into that, and they know it, and they'll ride it on out for a year or two. One guy was kind of liking to, ooh, honey, this is like 10, about not 10, but of course I was divorced, so it had to been like 8 years ago or something like that. And stuff. I had been divorced since 2014, so. And when I just didn't talk to him anymore, I didn't hear from him. And then later on, I saw him online because he was basically, because of the way Facebook were back then on my Essence Paula page, who all you connected to, they will add you on because you already connected one person, so they are connecting your friends with them too, and you don't even know them. In fact, I'm glad I'm not on Essence Paul anymore. I mean, and then they can get your pictures and all of that. You have a way you can get people pictures now. You can get people pictures. They don't think nothing is safe on the internet. They are saying now they able to pull up if you voted or not. So. But anyway, I'm not interested. I'm not in that space. I'm not in that anything, no kind of relationship at all. I, I'm just not interested. You know what I'm saying? I'm just anyway, the name of this is Up Close and Personal, okay? I want to let y'all know you may be doing a lot of things and you don't see a difference right now. God said you're already paid in full, okay? And yes, I'm talking to you. You've already paid in full. We're looking for money, but it's now money is the value of it don't mean the dollar don't mean nothing in the USA the way things are going. It doesn't mean anything in the USA. But like I told you, when I heard from this young man, now I agree with just some things he do say business wise. I love it. And that's Anton Daniels on YouTube. He's one of those big time, content creators, and he's been on there for years. He been on this grind. He been doing it, and he was like, I don't care nothing about money. And I've heard other people say money is energy. He said my way I go broke every month and invest in me. Pay yourself first. And when they say pay yourself first, I'm thinking, okay, well, I take 10% or some money out, and just give it to me, for me. But it don't have to mean that. It means investing in assets, assets, and liquids. And what that means, like real estate or other incomes or passive income or even a little part-time job, whatever it is. And you get with a good realtor so you can actually it's so good to pay cash with it. It's to the point now, and it's okay if you paying, you have to finance stuff, but you want to get to the point where you don't want to have no mortgage and you want to pay things in cash, like buying a car and everything. It's nice to have a new car. Hey, been there, done that, and everything. And but used cars, they're really nice to have, and you could pay cash for them. You could just it's something to get you around. And I'm gonna tell you, other countries, it's some people sell everything, their house, their vehicles, and a lot of people moving to other countries. Some of you all, God's getting ready to have you to sell your house and relocate, but that's if it's in your guts, not because of what I said. Oh, Paula says no. I'm not I'm not no problem. I'm not God. I'm not whatever. I'm just saying what's in my spirit. And if it hits you in your guts, then that's on you. Because see, you're supposed to have a close relationship with God anyway. I'm not God or Jesus or whoever. I'm just you know, a nobody, just letting God use me. Willing vessel. We all are blessed. We don't even know it. It's not what we don't have, so we can, you know, uh, I'm an hour away from Atlanta, but I'm born and raised in Atlanta. And I've seen this for a long time. And I've been wanting to leave Atlanta since I was 18, but God's still been showing me, certain things right now. It's said that, and I hear it on different shows. Why everybody moving to Atlanta? They wicked. It's all about what they drive, where they live, and who they know, and they so fake. Hmm. I said, tell me something I don't know. Now that's some people. Some people don't know how to be their own authentic self. You know, whether you wear a wig or not, you're supposed to know who you are, whether you wear makeup or not. You know, men, they wear all this different stuff now, braids, and then they put the black stuff on. You're supposed to be your own authentic self if you have that on or not. Everybody got something that they're doing to enhance certain things, and that's okay. But it's from right here, the inside. Do you know your purpose? Like I said again, we all are blessed. It's not what we have, it's not what we drive, it's not what we live in, it's not how much money we make. So, what are you doing to make a difference in this world? Are you living or just existing? What are you doing? When you help others, you help yourself. And by me talking to you all and talking into this phone camera, I'm speaking to myself. Because once it's uploaded, people on my page will see it, Facebook, or people on other pages. And if I put it on YouTube, billions of people will see it. I'm just letting God use me because let me tell you, He'll shut it down just like that. YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, WhoSpace, Instagram, and Hologram. He shut all that down just like he just 5 o'clock this morning shut down Pepsi Cola in Chicago. Now, if he shut down Pepsi Cola in Chicago, what you think he'll do in Atlanta and everywhere else? Oh, I'm blessed. I ain't worried about it. No, you ain't got to worry about it. But you better stay focused on him. I'm talking to myself. Because I don't care, we always say God is the government. We can't even depend on the government, the fixed incomes and all that stuff. But I'm going to tell you something. When you do what all you have done with your authentic self, I'm not talking to the uh, fake it till you make it people. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the authentic, real people. And this is not for everybody, okay? Because some of y'all ain't haven't gone through what some of us has gone through and going through now, you know. As long as you in your, fancy vehicles and and you living in your man, I'm not mad at you. Been there, done that. There's nothing wrong with having, I done told you. But you got all of this, but what are you doing to help somebody? People want to know where you come from. They say, be careful what you say on Facebook because they can use that against you. But if God say, get on that Facebook and tell them that you're living with bipolar 2 disorder, forget what everybody else say. And then God talk like this, and I'm like, oh yeah, really? Huh? Oh, you want me to get on there and say that? Okay, all right. So the whole day I went on about my business, and I tried to lay down and go to sleep. He said, okay, I'm sitting right here. He said, I'm not gonna let you rest until you do that. I'm like, do 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 do. I know I ain't hearing no, but do 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 do. Say, did you hear what I said? And I'm up there trying to sleep and tossing and turning, and I'm like, oh God, I'm so tired of this. Let me get on here and let me do this. How many of y'all do that? Oh, don't say, oh, I hear God all the time. I just don't do what I have to do. You a liar. You a lie. You wrestle like I do. I'm going to talk to the real people today. Hey, this not for everybody. I ain't talking to the ones that ain't never struggled and know everybody in the USA and, you know, and they got it going on. And you don't know where they got it going on from. I mean, like, well, how did you get it going on? How did you do this? People want to know, how did you get to that point? A lot of people say, "Oh Lord, it was hard when I was growing up. I was staying in the projects. We had nothing to eat. Um, rats and roaches was my first pet, and I had to, go over a friend's house, and and I used to have to eat it out the garbage can, and and my mom and my dad, I had to take care of them ever since I was 10, and we want to hear your story. Okay, so now you are in a better position. How did you get there? How did you do it? Well, some people, they get to that certain point. And I say some get to that certain point. Oh, honey, they going here, going there, and and I'm in Morocco, and I'm in California, and I'm in, they just everywhere. But how are you traveling? How are you doing this? How are you working? Oh, okay, you do remote, you can work as you go, but what do you do to be flying all over the country? Because a lot of people is traveling now, but also people got good jobs where they save up and then they can just travel from there. Because I'm gonna tell you something. You know, the baby boomers, your mamas and your uncles, your parents, and all them. Some of them believed in CDs, and I'm a witness. And they had all this money they saved up from real estate and all of that, and all that money created interests on the CD. And I guess it was for their retirement, but by the time it was time for them to retire, they were about half dead. And guess what? There was a little old lady, she done put everybody's name on a doggone wheel, except a few of the other family members. And child, let me tell you, honey, when she died, and then he died because he wasn't gonna spend no money. He played broke all the time. And I think that's a good thing, so people ain't trying to get into your pocket. But let me tell you, hon, when these other family members looked at the will, everybody on that wheel had died, They had died. Do you hear what I see? They had died. Okay. So these people here that they didn't put on the wheel, well, they had to do some paperwork. So since this person was living with common law to the brother that was related to the sister, and the sister had a daughter, they had like $500,000 on the CD. Now who gonna get that money? Okay. So we had to go and talk to a lawyer. And then the lawyer, it came out where we found they made sure that these was the siblings and that she was over his estate. And if her health went down, then her child will take over when her health started going down. Now remember, now these not the people on the wheel. So when you get the person, the people in the house, when you get the lawyer, you have to get a probate lawyer. And because the house is in probate, don't nobody know about the other family member or the sibling. But it just so happened before he died, he put the sibling, the sister on the uh, uh, power of attorney to take care of him. And then the daughter put in as the assistant case, she can't do it no more. Well, about time he was dying, all that estate and money fell into their laps. And then when the mom started getting sick, it fell into the daughter lap. And that was me. That was years ago. Living off of that for 3 years. That money. And I was driving my mother around. I had to take care of her doctor appointments. We put my uncle in the assisted living and all of that. I had to open up an office for my business, Essence Paul Abstract Art, to do sessions and stuff in Douglasville because I bought a house cash for my girls to be there, because they stayed with their dad to be in. They had their own rooms on the weekends and and my son was with his own family and stuff. So we we was there for my children and grandchildren, and boom, Shazam, everything was gone. That's why I say I know what it's like to have money and not have money. But I pray for the life that I'm in now. Just being to myself, I love it. My children, just 45 minutes away, we stay in touch and everything. I love it. I had a mental meltdown. I had a mental breakdown. My mom was dementia. So that's another story here and there. And I'm letting you know how I got this far. By what? Praying, fasting, speaking in tongues, reading the Bible, which I encourage you to read the Bible like it's a novel. I'm in First Samuel now. From Genesis to Revelation. I'm doing Old Testament plus New Testament at the same time. I dare you to be original, and I dare for you to be different. No, it's not the bipolar speaking. This is the Holy Ghost speaking through me. And I just want to tell you, from being that several years ago, living off of that 3 years and taking care of family and all of that, to down to zero. Don't, you know, don't have nothing to show for it, but my truck paid off and I got to keep that together and get that fixed because I got behind with a lot of stuff dealing with my mom, after all that gone, you know, she went on in Gwinnett County right to the dealership of the Cadillac place and picked out which Cadillac she wanted and we paid $60,000 cash for it. Brand new. And I was her driver. Then we decided 3 years later, I'm like, well, I got a truck now. I had sold my house and got me a truck and got my, took care of my daughter and my children with stuff because they was in college and blah 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 you know, and I felt like it went into good, came from a family. Grandparents had their own business, but it was a struggle. It wasn't easy. And both sides of my family have mental illness, but it didn't stop their success. Success ain't about having money. It's about you, knowing what your purpose is, serving the community, plus make money from the gift you have or skills you have. So, um, that's why they say when a lot of times you buy a brand new car, if you didn't trade yours in and you doing with finance, it's okay if you're dealing with finance. Do what you do, work for you. But anyway, we bought those $60,000 Cadillac, brand new CTS. It was, what color was that? Bronze. She took a cane and pointed right at it on the display. Never forget it. Okay. So I was the one, I kept it and drived it and picked her up every day or every other day. Where we were going, I couldn't tell you. But anyway, we always were checking on my uncle and stuff. And I had to help manage everything. Wrote the eulogies of his funeral, my mom's funeral, and my uncle's funeral straight. There are a lot of some people that knows us personally that was over the shoe shop had to write his eulogy and stuff. And I'm only the only child, but thank God for my children being supportive and being there to, be there, just, to be there, to love on them to the day they died, So all of three of my children and stuff. I'm so grateful for them. Um, yeah. That all of that was heavy on me. So I'm saying all of this because it's a lot of you all are going through, been through it, and doing it now. And I'm just letting you know it can be done if you do those things that I said. You got to have a personal relationship with God. It ain't about going to the church. If you don't have the money to pay the 10%, then you get out here and you get in those streets. And I mean, whatever the streets is to you, the shelters or the jailhouse or whatever. Get out there and find a way to help somebody. Because when you help somebody, you helping yourself. And I'm talking to me too. That's why I said I'm so grateful of my YouTube subscribers. I would love for anyone to email me, tell me their story, want to book a session, and also get into God gave me this movement called Watch My Smoke movement on mental illness. On mental health. Everybody deal with mental health. I'm not talking about the ones that you don't have to be diagnosed or be on medicine and stuff. It's for anybody because we all deal with mental health. But yes, I'm also talking to the one that, like me, deal with mental illness and on meds and everything. Now I'm gonna say this for real. If we have some people that are schizophrenic and kind of, because I can only deal with so many levels and stuff, because That's why I asked for mentors and supporters to come in on this, because everybody else, of course, you got your own thing, but what makes you different? I tell you one thing, what makes me different is I'm challenging myself. I'm challenging myself, okay? I'm not in competition with no one. Because there are some people are on the low key in competition with you. And where is that going to get you? If you don't know who you are, you're going to lose anyway. If you don't know who you are in Christ, I ain't talking about going and having I ain't talking about you going and you got some kind of name at the church, evangelist this and pastor this, and there's a lot of people that still don't know themselves. They don't know who they are in Christ, nor they know Jesus, know God for themselves. They know scriptures, yeah, but the building is not the church. We the church. All these fancy buildings and stuff. Hey, been there, done that. I was part of New Birth Eddie Long back in the day. And I didn't know in Snapfinger, when he was on Snapfinger, I didn't know that was his beginning of the ministry. My best friend, Jackie, brought me to that church. She was just learning about it, and she was like, "Hey, what y'all would say? Come on, let's see what this church about." I'm like, "Okay." So we became part of it and felt good about it. Anointed man of God. And I ended up joining the choir, and I've been in the choir all my life. And so I was in the choir, I guess about from 5 to 8, 7, 6 years. That's when Byron Cage was over there before he blew up. And for all the other stuff happening, God had already brought me out of that church when I just went into my second marriage. He brought me out that church before, let's see, 8 years prior to, I don't know. I know it was a couple years prior to that. Whatever it was, I do not care. That was between him and God. That's just like TD Jakes and all that mess going on and stuff. And it wasn't nothing to see him. We would get on the bus and go to the Potter House, sing at the stadium. The church looked like a stadium at the time. Well, I guess it still is, but and then we would sing over there. And it wasn't nothing to have Fred Hammond to be on the same stage with him, where I literally was right next to him. Could look at him. We was all singing around him, and then his bodyguard, his guards, swooped him away. About the time we was ending the song, and I mean, anyway, I don't give a darn who we know. They can't save your life. The question is, do you know Jesus? Do you know Jesus? That's the question. And it's okay if you don't look at this all the way through. I'm just doing what God told me to do. I'm not on here for show and entertainment. I'm not. I'm going to be me because I know who I am in Christ. So you got to know Jesus. I'm saying all this, you got to know Jesus for yourself. And it's not about, well, what church you in, who church you go to, where you playing your time. All that's between me and God. God don't care about your title and what you do in the church. It's some people God it's called I'm sorry, because I have a little allergy and sinus been messing with my eye, and I may blink or my eye may look a certain way every time I go out the door, a certain time of the weather. But anyway, God don't care about the title and all of that. And if you don't have money to pay tithe, then you go out there and you do your tithing in the community. Some of you, he's telling you to get on YouTube. If that's in your gut, get in YouTube and share And if God meant for it to be monetary, then he'll make sure you have money to do. Well, I don't need the money. Well, hey, who cares what you need if you don't need the money? I'm already blessed. Who cares. We just want to know, how did you come to the point that you are blessed? Mr. and Mrs. Houdini. People just want to know, how did you get there? How did you get there? How did you get where you at? What did you come out of? I'm not talking to everybody, because everybody ain't struggled like we did and still struggling. So, if you listening or whatever, please, if you know somebody that needs to, please share it with them. I'm Paula Cook on the YouTube. Please share that with them, and comment and like, so it can bless some others. And then get connected on the notification every time I upload. Please do that. I sure appreciate it. I'm just a willing vessel. I'm going to tell you something. We got to learn how to embrace everything. Everything. I don't care if you gray-headed, no-how, bald-head, whatever, fat, skinny, or you look like you look when you was in high school, and a lot of people don't. I'm going to tell you something. This ain't an audition. It is what it is. It is what it is, baby. I know when I look in the mirror that I have changed. But the thing is, I'm in a better place than mindset than I was back there when I was flopsy flops. I ain't trying to call myself, but hey, I was fast. I was like that too. I was just real cool and calm, had my little mask on, being quiet. Quiet people they be a little sneaky. Oh yeah, I was sneaky now. But the hell, I don't have to be sneaky now. I'm grown. I'm a grown woman. Okay. Now my personality, I'm silly and goofy. And I don't have to say and explain and get a validation and likes for nothing. Because I'm telling you, I was surviving way before I met people or whatever, and still is striving. Long as you get up, your eyes is open, you got a purpose. And if long as you in your right mind, and how do you know you in your right mind? Because you will know what's going on with you. Instead of somebody saying, Paula, something ain't right. Just like how my mom said that time. She said, Paula, you need help because something ain't right, Yeah, we can laugh about that now. Ha ha ha. Seriously. I find that I laugh at myself a lot. When you laugh at yourself, you never run out of jokes. Because if you laugh at somebody else, it's going to get boring. You got to find something else to laugh at. So why don't we just laugh together? That's my theory. That's the Paula Cook's theory one. Who is Paula Cook? Nobody. Just a servant of God. That's who Paula Cook is. Sometimes she, her art name is Essence Paula, and then the short name of Essence Paula is S Novel, because novel come in from all the sketch work I've done. It's a novel of them. Oh, but who cares? Well, right. Who cares? The thing is, the gifts don't belong to you. It belongs to the world. So God told me that the sketches that I did was therapy for me to get them self-published, some of them, and then share, and then get the others, either they published or not, and share with the world to bless them, to help them get to where you at a mindset that you deal daily with your mental health challenges. Now I want to talk to the ones who dealing with mental health challenges, not the one who's got it going on. And I'm not mad at you. I'm talking about people that are dealing with it now because people are losing their job and they don't have no backup. I'm talking about people from big companies. And it don't matter what company, because sometimes you can already have your little hustle on the side. And that's another thing. You don't have to work for money. Let the money work for you. We don't supposed to work for money, because when you make the money, when you do that temporary thing and make it for it to stack up, like 50 Cent say, change the game and let it stack up. Then you take that money and invest in who? You. Invest in who? You, yourself, you. Into the assets, ASSETS, and that's what being an advocate of mental health. God gives me the resources to give to you, and you go to those resources, and to have liquidation. That's why I was telling you about Anton Daniel, this young black man, married, got one child. He is teaching you to live within your means. It don't pay out every weekend. You go out and go here and go there and go all that. I have a friend right now got mad and they came from out of town to come to an event, you know, uh, that was going on that I didn't go because I don't go to many events. That's one thing I don't do. I don't go to weddings. I don't go to funerals. I don't go to class reunions, and it's something else I don't go to. But anyway, I just don't fit. That's what the God's eagle eyes are. This is what God put me in with people that is of rejection, people that don't fit in, people that is the black sheep of their family. It's people like this God put me with. Okay, people who's in mental illness, living with this, but we all are coming together. Can relate. Okay, so it's not a competition with each other, who got the most people and blah 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 and all that stuff. That's why us as black people can't get far from nothing. We do need people. That's why I was saying, if yes, some of our parents taught us to be independent. My mother did. She taught me to be independent because what happened was my father died when I was 5. So she had to take on things. So that's why she was telling me to be independent, because it was just me. And so I'm passing it on to my children to be independent, my girls and my son, whatever. But it's okay. They got more of siblings. They got other siblings on their dad's side. So they come together and they do a lot of stuff together. And I just watch them because I'm like, wow, I never had that. I don't know what that's like. Because my brothers on my dad's side didn't have a darn thing to do with me. My dad was 12 years older than my mom. So they was like, when I seen them when I was 6 or 7, I said, Mom, who that? And they looked at me like, and they probably in their 70s now. I don't. They was older then. They looked like they were 20-something then when I saw them when I was 6 or something. I don't know if they still living or not. I'm still looking if I can see, because I want my children to know who the families are, because I don't want them to run into my nephews or my nieces and they don't realize if they're attracted to one another. We got to know who our folks are. So anyway, I'm going on. It's 50 minutes now. And I just want to say we all change. And this is not an audition. We look and are what we are, and just thank God you're in your right mind and knowing what's going on with you. Because I'm a talker. I'm an introverted. I be to myself, but I'm a talker. And I do not, apologize for that. But anyway, Jesus love you, and I love you too. And I will see you on the next video.